Hi, all, Miss Bond here. There's the assignment for this week and next week too, actually. So I had a few people ask me about the base 10 question at the beginning of the assignment. So I'm going to take a look at that question right now with you. I have some base 10 blocks here. I'm just going to back up so you can see my base 10 blocks here. So I have, maybe I'm going to go this way. There we go. I have four different blocks here just so I can kind of explain how we use these in grade 6. We see these blocks even in primary, but we usually use them for just like simply counting purposes. Using the unit as 1, the rod is 10, so we can kind of see the difference, how big they are, in comparison to the flat that's 100, and then the big cube, we call the big cube a big cube, and that's 1,000 units. So in grade 6, we typically use these blocks when we're talking about decimals because these can represent any place value in our number system. And what we're going to do for our math today, I'm going to make the big cube worth 1. Now, any of them can be worth 1, but I'm going to make the big cube. That's going to be my whole today, which means that my flat is going to be a tenth. It's going to be 1/10, so 0.1, because it would take 10 of these to build my cube. This is my hundredth, the rod, because it would take 100 rods to build one. And then my little unit cube down here is 1,000th, because it would take 1,000 to build a big cube. Now, I don't expect you guys to have base 10 at home. If you do, I mean, you can totally use it. You can purchase these at Scholar's Choice and stuff. So I'm not, it's not strictly just for teachers to use. But I'm going to do this method. I'm going to draw a picture for you. So my big cube, I'm just showing you here that my big cube is equal to 1. My flat is 1/10. My rod is 100th. And my unit is 1,000th. So I'm going to take a look at the first question here. So this is the first question. It is 6/10 times 4. So I wrote it down on my paper here. So 6/10 is one place past the decimal. And that means I'm using my flats to represent this. So I'm going to do 4 equal groups, seeing multiplication here. So I'm doing 4 equal groups with 6/10 in each group. So I'm going to draw that for you. Okay, so there's my 4 groups with my 6 flats in each group. So with multiplication, I'm trying to put everything together. So I'm putting groups together to get my product over here. So I need to put all of these together. So I'm going to start grouping this, and this is where my regrouping is going to start, because I know that 10 flats make up one of those big cubes. And if I just look here, I have 6, 12, 18, 24 flats total. So 10 flats make up a whole. So that means I can make two full big cubes here with these flats. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to group this. So I just counted out 10 of each of my flats here. So I counted out 10. And what I'm going to do with those is I'm actually going to put these together. So I'm going to put these 10 together, and I'm going to build a cube down here. So how I draw my cube is I just draw a square. And I go to the middle of my square. I'm going to draw another square. And then I'm just going to connect my... Okay, so that's 1. And then I also have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more flats. I'm going to build another cube. So this is how you can show me your regrouping here with a picture. Okay, so I have my 2 cubes drawn. And then I have 4 left over. So I can't build another cube with 4. So I'm just going to leave those 4 as is. So I'm just going to bring them down here. My 4 flats. Okay, so I'm left with 2 and 4/10. So I'd write that up in my top answer here like this. And that makes sense. So if I was doing any kind of estimation here, 6/10 is really close to a half. So I know that 4 halves is 2. So my answer is going to be a little bit more than 2, which makes sense where my decimal's placed there in the 2 and 4/10 answer. Okay, so there's the first one of your math.